Hey, do you ever feel like the electric vehicle market in China is just a whole different ballgame?
Oh, absolutely. It moves so fast.
Because it really is. So today, we're diving into some pretty eye-opening news. It's hot off the press from the Chinese regulator, MIIT.
Right. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, their filings always give us a sneak peek.
Exactly. And it gives us a real snapshot of what's actually happening on the ground. We're going to unpack three main things.
Okay.
A brand new Audi EV designed specifically for China. Then Chery's interesting strategy of basically rebranding an existing EV.
The rebadging play. Okay.
Yeah. And the design buzz, maybe controversy around Xiaomi's latest electric SUV. So buckle up.
Sounds good. You know, what's fascinating right off the bat is how these three stories really highlight the different ways companies are competing over there.
Totally.
You've got like a global giant like Audi localizing in a massive way, then a domestic player, Chery, trying to be efficient by, leveraging existing models.
Mm-hmm.
And then a tech disruptor, Xiaomi, still pushing design boundaries and, well, stirring up conversation.
Let's start with Audi then. This AUI, all caps is how they're branding it apparently.
Yeah.
And their new E5 Sportback. Only for China.
Right.
And they've even dropped the famous Four Rings logo. I mean, that's quite a statement, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It screams in China for China. This isn't just tweaking a global model.
Yeah.
It's properly bespoke. And the partnership with SAE for development, that just underlines how critical local collaboration is now.
You really need that deep integration, huh?
You do. Global players can't just parachute their ideas in anymore. You have to work within that local ecosystem.
So the MIT filings give some juicy details. It's a pretty substantial vehicle, nearly 5 meters long wheelbase.
Right.
And get this 4 different power versions, topping out at a huge 579 kilowatts. What does that kind of range tell you?
Well, it suggests they're trying to cover a lot of ground in the premium EV market, from people wanting decent range to outright performance nuts. What's also really significant is the amount of local sourcing. The MIT docs show the motors, the batteries, mostly from SA-affiliated companies like YU and the SAIC ATL JV.
So really leaning on the partnership.
Heavily. It highlights just how strong that domestic supply chain is. Only the 200-kilowatt motor seems to come from that Bosch JV there.
And it's packing an 800-volt charging system. They're claiming 770-kilometer range.
Right.
Okay, CLTC cycle, which we know can be a bit optimistic.
Yeah, it tends to be higher than WLTP or EPA.
But still, 370 kilometers of range added in just 10 minutes. That's quick.
That's the 800-volt architecture doing its job. Very competitive.
Plus, it's being built in Shanghai by SAIC Volkswagen. And you can get LiDAR, 19 or 20-inch wheels. Audi seems serious. They've got 2 more China-only EVs planned by 2027.
Yeah, this whole strategy, the unique brand, the deep SAIC partnership, local production, it just hammers home Audi's commitment to tackling China's unique market demands.
Okay, let's shift gears to something quite different. Chery's new X3 and X3 Plus. Now, these look almost identical to the existing iCar O3T.
Ah, right. The iCar O3T, that's Chery's sort of youth-focused, boxy EV brand, right?
Exactly. And the iCar O3T is pretty affordable, like 140,000 to 150,000 yuan, so around 20,000 US dollars. What's the thinking behind Chery basically selling the same car under the main Chery name?
Well, it likely comes down to market reach and, frankly, efficiency. The iCar brand might not have the same pull or dealer network as the main Chery brand.
Okay, makes sense.
So this lets Chery use their existing channels, their existing customer base, to push what's essentially a proven vehicle. It's just a faster way to broaden their EV lineup without huge new R&D costs.
So kind of a shortcut.
Sort of. The question is, though, does it risk diluting the iCar brand's identity in the long run? That's something to watch.
Design-wise, yeah. Very similar boxy SUVs, just tiny size differences listed in the filings. Same 185-kilowatt motor, same 150-kilometer top speed.
Okay.
And the X3 Plus even uses the exact same battery, it seems. The 68-kilowatt LFP pack from Gotion, lithium iron phosphate, gives it a 520-kilowatt CLTC range.
Right. And looking at the iCar O3 sales numbers, they're okay, but a pretty small slice of Chery Group's overall pie. So this rebadging, it could be a strategic move just to boost those volumes, get more of those platforms out there.
Get more traction in a crowded market. Okay, let's switch to some design drama. Xiaomi.
Ah, yes. Never far from the conversation.
After all the buzz around their SU7 sedan, they've unveiled their YU7 SUV, and already the design comparisons are flying.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how much scrutiny new players like Xiaomi face regarding Design originality. You had that comment from A. Teaching, the former Envo head.
Right, his Weibo post about supporting originality.
Exactly. He didn't name Xiaomi directly, but everyone sort of interpreted it as a subtle dig. It definitely added fuel to the fire.
And the big talking point seems to be the YU7's emerald green color. Lots of people comparing it to Ferrari's Verde Dora on their Purosangue SUV.
I saw that. Folks online have even nicknamed the YU7 the Ferrari Mi.
Ferrari Mi, okay.
It just shows how visually sharp consumers are and how quickly they draw these parallels. But it's also interesting, the Purosangue itself faced comparisons, didn't it?
Yeah, I remember people saying it looked a bit like a Mazda CX-4, and then the Toyota Crown Sport got called the Japanese Ferrari.
Right. So maybe it points to a broader trend in designing these sporty SUVs, certain cues becoming common.
And we can't forget the whole Porsche Taycan comparison with the Xiaomi SU7 sedan earlier. Porsche handled that pretty diplomatically, though.
They did. But look, despite all this design chatter, the SU7 sedan has been a sales hit, right? It's been outselling some established players like the Tesla Model 3 and BYD Han in that premium segment.
That's true. Sales have been strong.
So ultimately, market acceptance speaks volumes. While design influences are always going to be debated, the strong sales suggest Xiaomi's overall package, the tech, the performance, the price, and the design, it resonates.
Okay, so summing up, we've seen Audi making this really bold, localized play with a whole new brand identity for China.
The in China, for China strategy fully realized.
Then Chery taking a much more, let's say, pragmatic approach, rebadging to expand their EV lineup quickly.
Leveraging existing assets, yeah. Efficiency play.
And Xiaomi, while continuing to generate buzz, maybe even controversy, with their designs, but crucially, also achieving strong sales.
Definitely shaking things up.
So it makes you think, doesn't it? Considering this incredible speed and, well, intensity of innovation in China's EV market, what does originality truly mean anymore? And maybe more importantly, how will your preferences, your taste, ultimately shape the look and feel of the electric cars we'll all be driving tomorrow?
That's a great question to ponder. The lines are definitely blurring.
Absolutely. Okay, that's our deep dive for today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell when you finish. See ya.